Okay, so first of all, what we do is we make sure the student gets in. Now this vehicle here, this light rigid, it has a handle here. There's no handle here.
Yeah.
But it has a step here. So so you've actually got to either brace on the seat or here, somewhere you can actually get a bit of a grip.
Yeah.
And bring yourself in, sit into the vehicle, and then we go through our routine.
Yeah.
So we go D for door shut. Next we go S for seat. So on this vehicle I can move the seat forward and back.
Yeah.
I'm back as far as I can go. And then we don't have any height adjustment.
Yeah.
We have a tilt here. So again, we want that slight arch in our lower back.
Yeah.
So we're comfortable. Door shut, seat, steering wheel. So we release the lever on the right here and we move it so we can see the gauges, but also we want to have our knees clear and we want to be able to bring our hands down here as well.
Yeah.
And then we lock that into position. Door, seat, steering wheel. Next we go S for seat, seat belt. So we bring the seat belt in, make sure it does its job and that it latches. We listen to it click in, make sure it doesn't come out, and then we put it low across our hips. So if we're in a crash, it's not across someone's belly. And then, okay, that's across the shoulders and we're in. So then we go to our mirror positions. So what we do is make sure that mirrors are appropriately positioned to see down the side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And we can see the little bottom mirror says objects in mirror appear closer than they appear because they're curved mirrors. They're giving us more scope of vision, but it's not a true representation of what we're seeing. I'm happy with those mirror positions. This one's actually got a rear view mirror. We're not in a Pantech or anything, so we can actually see at the back.
Yeah.
But in the driving test, some examiners will actually move that so they can't use it because they want to see them use their mirrors.
Right.
Yeah. Or you could set that up for yourself as the trainer, so you can see at the back. So there's our routine. Safe entry to the vehicle, 3 points of contact, hop into the vehicle, shut the door, make sure the light goes off, seat, steering wheel, seat belt, mirror setup.
Yeah.
Then we go to the door controls. So over here we've got our left and right window controls, and we've got the lock as well.
Yeah.
Then we go to the steering wheel. We've got the horn up on top for emergency situations. We then have our indicators. Right is pulling towards us and left is pushing away from us. We should use the indicators when we pull into a curb, when we pull out away from a curb, when we change lanes, and we should generally give 5 seconds notice before we take action. Then we come over to this stalk over here and we've got the washer button on the end.
Yeah.
And then we've got the wipers. We've got low and high.
Yeah.
And intermittent is forward. Okay, then when we pull this one up like this, we've got our exhaust brake, which I'll demonstrate when we go out onto the road to assist us to slow down. Then we go through the steering wheel and we do our dash. We've got our speedometer here, which tells us what speed we're doing. Checking the speedo is one of the checks that you need to do with your visual scans, and also checking for speed signs and also advisory signs. They're the yellow and black signs that tell us what the suggested speed is. Then we go to our fuel gauge, so we'll make sure that we've got fuel, our temperature gauge, and we've got our tacho here as well. We want to make sure we drive in the appropriate rev range. We've also got odometer down here, which helps us with our servicing. So this vehicle needs a service at 83,000, and at the moment it's on 76, so it's been serviced quite recently. Then we move across to the left. We've got our hazard lights, and then we go down to our air conditioning. We've got where the air blows out of which particular vent. Then we've got demister, which would be good if the screen's fogged up. We've got cool through to hot air conditioning on and off, and we've also got fan speed for the rate at which we want the fan to operate. Then we go to our gears. We've got reverse gear, we've got N for neutral, D for drive, and A for automatic mode. One of two things: you can just put it in auto and drive, which is what I normally do, or you can click up the gears and click down the gears. On this readout on the dash here, it would tell you what gear you're in.
Okay.
So if you're in neutral, it'll have N. If it's driving along and it's working up through the gears automatically, it'll be 2, 3, 4, etc. This is the park brake here. We operate that when the vehicle is stationary. I put my foot on the foot brake, I push the button in, I lift it up about 1 centimeter, then I bring it all the way down. This first start here is if you want the vehicle to start off in first gear, because you might have a really heavy load on and maybe a trailer or something, but if it doesn't, it'll automatically take off in second gear. Next we'll go to our startup procedure. So with our startup procedure, foot on the brake, click it, one click forward, second click forward. You can see all the warning lights come on as the vehicle does its checks. We can see the park brakes on. Okay, there it goes, the seatbelt light's gone, and then I just around and then release, and no need to accelerate and rev the engine up or anything like that. And we're running, and I can see that it's idling at about 500 RPMs per minute. You can see that if we rev it up, that the rev counter is responding accordingly. We've got fuel with just under half a tank. We've got temperature control is down because the vehicle hasn't been driven today, and we're good to go. So everything's running. Foot on the brake, select drive, push the button in, lift the park brake up a little bit, and then go all the way down to where it won't go anymore. You see the light go out. Next, we're going to do some driving. So I check around the vehicle, make sure it's all clear. So I do my 6-point checks, and we're all clear. I'm going to ease off the brake. I don't need any accelerator at the moment, it's just idling out to position. And what I'm doing first of all, anytime I'm in a yard or a depot or anything like that, is go slow, rule number 1. And I'm just feathering the brake slightly with my right foot. My heel is planted on the floor as a bracing point. And first of all, what I do is I come up and stop at this block out. This is blocking my vision. I can't see if someone's riding a bicycle along here, and I drive out without looking, I might run into them. So my first check is to come up and just slow down and look to see that it's all clear past this fence. So we can see that the foot pedestrian check's clear. Then we move along to the road, and I keep checking as well, keep my eyes on the move and making sure it's all clear. The mirrors themselves create a blind spot for us. I can't see what's behind the mirror, so I need to make sure that I keep my eyes moving and my head moving to see. I then take it very easy out of the driveway so we don't bottom out. I'm still keeping my eyes on the move because there's vehicles around us and they're all doing different things, so we're just making sure that we're obeying the road rules and driving safely. So then I straighten up the steering wheel and I keep my eyes scanning for any potential danger. I'm also taking note that it's just starting to rain lightly, so I'm going to adjust my driving accordingly by increasing my following distance. And also it's a bit darker, so because it's overcast, so I'm just taking a bit more care and caution with not having any distractions like the radio on or anything like that. I'm leaning forward, looking in the mirror. Now I'm just turning the vehicle strategically to position it so I can do a shoulder check. And we've got a line of traffic coming. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the vehicles to be clear. I can see there's 2 vehicles doing a U-turn, so they're going to come out as well into my path, so I've also got to give way to them, but then it should be clear. So I'm conducting the shoulder check, leaning and looking. Both lanes are clear. I'm going to jump straight over to the right lane. I'm going to power the vehicle up, so automatic, it's telling me it's going up through the gears. You can hear it making those automatic changes. Mirror checks. And what we're going to do is take the second right. Okay, so I've got the right indicator on, watching that blue vehicle in case they pull out in front of me. Easing off the accelerator, just applying the foot brake gently, crossing the broken line into the turning lane. Okay, I've got someone actually sort of pulling out in front of me there. I'm just going to back off. Okay, I'm going to time my run here so I can go around. Plenty of space because that vehicle's slowing down to turn. First thing I do is a shoulder check on the left of that ute, and now I'm going to look up and see that it's a 60 zone. Mirror checks, I've got a ute behind me. I can see brake lights up ahead. I'll just be wary in case someone pulls out in front of me up here. I can see a vehicle pulling out on the opposite side of the road. Yep, they're doing everything they should be doing. I'm going to take a right turn, so mirror check, indicator, ease off the accelerator, let the vehicle work down through its gears, position to the right of the lane, scan, make sure it's all clear. Nice smooth steering input onto our side of the road, the left side. There's no markings in this road, but there are markers in the middle of the road where the hydrants are. with these little what they call cat's eyes, these little reflectors. So I'm using those as reference points. I can see a truck coming the opposite way, so I'm backing right off. And it's a training vehicle, so I back off even further. So they're doing some circle work to make sure that they've got the fundamentals in place. So we're doing the same thing. Come down here and you can just work on your left and right turns and your road positions. So mirror checks, making sure it's all clear. What we're going to do next is go to the curb. So indicate left, mirror check, slowing the vehicle down, lining the vehicle up with the curb, everything nice and steady. Using the bottom left mirror to look at my curb position and stopping parallel. Then we secure the vehicle with the park brake, and then we'll just go to neutral and just pause. So that's our curb return procedure. Our curb departure procedure, first of all, have a look around, make sure it's all clear. Yes, it is. Right indicator, we've got a vehicle coming, so I just cancel the indicator. Just wait. Still waiting. Still waiting. Okay, that vehicle has cleared. Right indicator, foot on the brake. Select drive. Bring that park brake off. I got another vehicle coming, so I'm going to leave it in drive with the park brake off. Okay, that vehicle's turning. Right indicator, shoulder check, just in case there's someone walking across, because I can see people around here. So we'll make sure it's all clear, and we've departed the curb. Everything's smooth and in control. Left indicator for the left turn. Slow the vehicle down, come about 1 meter off the corner, look up to the right, all clear. Look where we're going, all clear. Look back to the right again, all clear. We'll come around and we'll do our curb return procedure. So mirror checking, left indicators on, lining it up with the curb, and parking between these two driveways. When you park a vehicle, regardless of whether it's a car or a truck, you have to be at least 1 meter from the driveway. So we've done that at the moment, and I'm using that mirror to see that we've positioned accordingly from the curb.